Hello, David Baker. Welcome to the Wisdom for Life podcast. We're glad that you're here. Going to jump in. Got a short one for you today, but I think that will be helpful. So here's Jesus. Matthew 1, he's born. Matthew 2 is his childhood. Matthew 3 came to John the Baptist, was baptized. Matthew 4, he went out to the wilderness, fasted, and now he's ready to start his earthly ministry. So what do you need when you're going to start a ministry? Well, you need stuff, things, material. You need money or any of those things, but really, Jesus was the Word, so he had all of that. He had his materials, but what else did he need? He needed some staff. He needed some people. He needed some employees, or as he called them, disciples. So he went out in Matthew 4, verse 18, to get his disciples. So who did he pick first? Hey, if you were going to pick disciples, you could pick anybody. Who would you pick? Oh, man, like the king's son. That'd be a lot of influence. The prince, yeah. Or some rich guy. Or some well-to-do people. Or some well-known people. Or some influential people. Is that right? Most people would. Who did Jesus pick? Fishermen. Why? Why did he pick fishermen? Have a few introductory things and then two main things. He chose fishermen, or two or three introductory. He chose fishermen because they work hard. Sometimes all night. They're self-starters. They got to get up early and go fishing. They don't mind getting their hands dirty. If you fish, you're going to get your hands dirty. They don't mind that. But the big thing for fishermen is they understood the mission. They understood the mission of what they were supposed to do. They casting out in the sea, for they were fishers. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." In Luke 5, it said, "Henceforth thou shalt catch men." When you explain that to fishermen, that makes sense. They get it. Hey, when somebody goes fishing and they come back, what do you ask them? Somebody just went fishing. They just walked in the door. What do we ask them? One question. Everybody, they always get asked is, catch anything? Catch anything? The fishermen understood that. You're fishing now for men. You're catching men. We need to understand that when Jesus calls us and we are a disciple, what are we doing? The fishermen understood. We're catching men. We're catching men. And we, so many times Christians, don't. They say that 95% of Christians have never led one soul to Christ. Never. Never. And of that 5% that has, only 1% are consistent. Only 1% consistently lead people to Christ. What a sad thing. If you're that kind of a fisherman, then guess what you are? You're not a very good one. Not a very good one. By the way, they left all to follow Jesus. They left all. They left their nets. They left it all, and they went to follow Jesus. What's the second big thing? The second big thing is they understood to catch men, you're going to have to mend some things. They were mending the nets. In Luke 5, it said, in a ship was Zebedee their father, mending their nets when he called them. And immediately they left the ship and their father and followed him. When you are working, the nets are going to get caught on rocks and sticks and tree branches and who knows what else underneath there, and fish, and it's going to rip. So you got to mend them. Listen, when we catch people, we're going to have to mend them because they are the net. You mend them so they can go be cast out and bring more people in. So the nets really are the people. The nets really are the people. You're mending them. You reach somebody, you bring them in, they need mended. How come? They got sin. They got problems. How do you mend them? Carefully. Carefully. Or you'll rip something else. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, you which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. If you're trying to help somebody and you realize it could be you right there, it's amazing how kind and caring you'll be for them. Meekness. Meekness is love, kindness, encouraging, helpful, lamb-like, gentleness, humility, lowliness, humbleness, submissive, kindness, righteousness, graciousness, benevolence, piety, loving kindness, compassion. Those are all the words for meekness. Is that how we help people? Restore such an one in the spirit of meekness. Everyone needs put back together. Last little thought on this, you can go look at it. It's pretty interesting. Right after, in Luke, the disciples left their nets to follow Jesus. They went to help the person. Hey, in the Bible, what's the worst type person you could have? What's the worst disease that anybody could have in the Bible days? You got it? leprosy. Unclean, unclean. They're cast out. They're condemned. They have to leave family. They're ostracized. There's no cure for it. What is the worst sin people commit today? Sexual sins. Sexual sins. Pornography, adultery, fornication. People don't want to mess with them. Here's some stats that I said of surveyed over 1,000 people, 50% women. Age groups 18 to 35, 73% of women and 98% of men reported internet use in the last 6 months. 73% of women, 98% of men. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. Unclean, unclean. No, when Jesus had the woman caught in the act of adultery, what happened? Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. Go and sin no more. After the disciples were called, the first person that they went to heal, verse 12 of Luke 5, and it came to pass, when he was in a certain city, behold, a man full of leprosy, who seeing Jesus fell on his face beside him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. And Jesus healed him. Pretty interesting. The worst sin of the day, the worst disease of the day, were the first person that Jesus and the disciples stopped to heal. We need to not put people down no matter what they've done or where they're at, but we need to help them and restore them in the spirit of, you got it, meekness. Hey, have a great week. Live your life that way. Encourage and help people no matter where they are or what they've done. It's amazing how selective we are to that. Just like that story with Jesus and the woman. She was caught in the very act. Okay, if she was caught in the very act, then she was with someone else. Where are they at? Why weren't they brought in? Huh? Caught in the very act. Only one person's there. It's amazing how subjective we are. Somebody we like messes up. Oh, we forgive them. It's okay. Somebody we don't like, crucify them. Shouldn't be that way. Okay? Love, forgiveness, restore them in the spirit of meekness. Hey, have a great week.